Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday Night Live show for August 17th, 2021. Tonight's special guest is Gina Bacon with Nationwide Santas, and she's also got a guest that she's bringing in that we will announce here shortly. We've got a great show lined up for you tonight, so if you stay with us, we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, and as always, I'm Santa Bob McMasters, and at this time, let's bring in my co-host to the Tuesday Night Live show. Say hello to Santa Barry Cummins.
Hey, everyone. Glad to see y'all tonight. Hope y'all doing well. Glad to have you here.
And our resident elf Angela.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Okay, so last time we had Gina on the show, she had to come in via her telephone. That was because we were having some difficulty getting her in through her computer system. And so she's back. And first, let's kick off the show by asking you, our viewers, to give us a little bit of help. Barry?
Yeah, everyone, please reach over there, like and share this stream to help build the viewership of this show. And please welcome tonight's guest to the Tuesday Night Live show, joining us from Las Vegas, Nevada, Miss Gina Bacon of Nationwide Santas.
Hi there.
Hi, Gina.
Hi, nice to see you.
You doing good?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit hot out in the desert.
Oh, yes, it's very hot. It's been from 117 was the hottest, and then we're about 108 now.
Wow. So, since me and Barry knew we was going to be out in the desert tonight, we dressed casual with our lightweight clothing on.
Well, you look great.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
So, go ahead, Barry, from there.
Yeah, Gina, we understand you have a special guest. You want to bring her in and introduce her to their audience real quick?
I do. I have a person who works with Nationwide Santas. She's always working behind the scenes. A lot of the Santas have speak to her on the phone, and a lot of I don't think they know what she looks like, but it is my sister, Toni Bock, and I would like to bring her on so she can stream with us. She is. There she is. Hi, Toni.
Hi, Gina. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Toni.
Hi, Toni. Glad to have you with us tonight.
Thank you.
So this is my sister. We're very close. We are very close in age, and we pretty much do everything together.
I'm younger.
She just had to get that in, didn't she?
Not by much, though.
So let's start the show off this week with our weekly trivia segment. We've chosen a question that fits our guest and their location. And Gina, would you do us an honor tonight asking our viewers this week's trivia question?
I would love to. So this week's trivia question is, what long-time famous Vegas entertainer got married to his bride with a small ceremony in Vegas on May 1st, and what year was it? Does anybody know what longtime famous entertainer
This one
got
could
married?
have multiple answers to it, actually. There's a lot of people who've been married in Vegas. Of course,
And
you
this
know
one-
what
yeah.
they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Well, unfortunately, this was heard all around the world, I think. So, my goodness.
Yes, it was. Yes,
I think anybody that gets married in Vegas, it's heard all over the world.
I think so.
I was
give
2
her
years
one
old
moment
at the time, and
to
I
hit the
probably heard about it.
keyboard.
I give a hint who it's not.
Go ahead.
It's not Britney Spears.
There you go.
Oh, we have somebody who has.
Santa Marcus. And he said Elvis. Elvis is the correct answer. Now, can anyone give us the year that they were married, and who did he get married to? Randall, good try, but not quite, man. Not quite.
So they're wanting to know what year. Okay, 66.
Close.
That's real close, Santa Marcus. Real close.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. Well, the year 1967 is correct. Who was his bride? Anyone tell us who he got married to? That should be easy. I think everybody knows this one, right?
Who did he marry, and can you spell it correctly?
Correct year, Darlene.
Correct on the year 1967. Elvis. Who is his bride? All right, Larry. That's good. That's good, man.
Technically correct.
Mrs. Presley. There you go.
There you go. Santa Marcus got it all the way around. Santa Marcus is the winner there.
Tell
Good
him
job.
what he wins.
You want to tell him what he's won?
So Santa Marcus, you have won a free membership to Nationwide Santas for this year.
Yay!
Yeah, so I will have to get out. I will have to figure out we'll have to get Santa Marcus. What's his last name? We'll have to get out figured out.
Yeah, you send that to you in a private message, or
You can do that.
Yeah.
Send me his info. Yes. Thank you. Congratulations, Santa Marcos.
Congratulations. Very good. Okay, so at this time, we want to officially welcome back Gina. And, I cannot imagine that there's anyone who hasn't heard of Nationwide Santas. But, just in case there might be a new viewer or someone new to the industry out there, there's always new folks coming in. Can you tell our viewers about Nationwide Santa and its history?
So when I spoke to 3 months ago with Sat Bob's, I kind of went into detail how I started Nationwide Santas. But basically, Nationwide Santa started in California in 1982. And it actually started there as I did singing telegrams. So I was doing singing telegrams. I was a celebrity impersonator. I would meet Santas every year, and I would collect their business card and put it in my Rolodex. And then each year I had other customers who would ask, "Hey, do you have a Santa?" Sure. And then I would call them up and get them booked for the season. My business ended up getting getting larger that in December I was performing. I was going out and performing and booking jobs and getting other people to do jobs. It just got very busy, and December was always a very, very busy month for me. So that's pretty much how. And then basically in the 90s, I wanted to get a website. I've always wanted to get a website just for the Santas. I finally got one in 2008. It took that long to get one, and I launched that in 2008, Nationwide Santas, and the rest is history.
Well, Gina, the last time you was on the show, you talked about your early years as an entertainer. Who influenced you early on in your career, and when and why did you decide to step away from entertaining full-time and move into the arena as a full-time placement agency?
Well, I had to think about that when you said who influenced me. And my sister's going to laugh probably when I say this, only because she knows as a child I was always acting. I was always, acting, and my family was not an acting or singing family. And I remember the first time I saw Tina Turner on TV, I said, I want to do that. So I think when I saw Tina Turner perform, but actually in my career, when I started doing singing telegrams, I worked with a lot of women who own their own business. And I just thought that was the greatest thing. I didn't know women could own their own business. I had no idea. My sister and I grew up, was raised by a single mom, and she just struggled every year. Had no idea women could own their own business. But I worked for women that owned it, and there were many companies out there that I worked for, and each agency that I worked for ran their own business. Like the Santas know when they work for different agencies, they all run their business differently. And there were nice agents and ones that were not so nice. But there was one agent, Kitty Fisher. She owned Kit Kat Crazy Capers, and she was the best agent in town to work with. That's also a place where I met Gordon Bailey. He also was working at Kit Kat. This is in the 80s. And Kitty was my mentor and my best friend. And she treated all performers with honesty and respect. And I knew that my business would be based on those two qualities of honesty and respect. So as far as stepping down, though, from performing, I really didn't have a choice. The Santa business took off in a new direction, and in 2009, and by 2012, I realized that I just couldn't be performing and efficiently run the business. So in 2012, I sold the singing telegram business to my sister, and she runs that to this day. And I moved to Las Vegas, and then she soon followed me to Las Vegas. She couldn't stay away.
As you said, you were both very close, so that explains
Yeah.
all that. So
Yes.
again, last time you was on the show, you was going to share some photos of your early years as an impersonator and some of the characters that you portrayed, but due to technical difficulties that we was having at the time, with you being on your phone and not your computer, was unable to share those. But we would love to see those, and can you share with us some of those and a couple that even involve Gordon Bailey? I know you had a couple with him too.
So people are very interested when I tell them I did singing telegrams and I did it for 30 years. So it's kind of second, it's what I did. And people are always very interested, but I did have a few photos, about a minute. I put together a little slideshow of about a minute of some photos. So if you would, I will show them here. Let me share my screen and see if I can get this share. Okay, so I did share. Are you able to, let me click here. How did we get that to work last time?
Down at the bottom, there you go. Down at the very bottom, you have the share button on your StreamYard dashboard. It's share down there.
We had it working earlier. I did hit the share, and it says, I don't want to stop sharing. I just want to share. I think Angela got it. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, here we go. Let me start this here.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Now what happened?
It's working.
Is it working? Let me make it smaller here. There we go.
There's Gordon.
That's Gordon on the left. That's not Gordon. Peg Bundy.
Oh, can you still do that?
There's Gordon. And Gordon again.
That's just the Hunchback, correct?
And my sister and I with Santa Claus.
Good picture.
Cool.
Let me stop sharing that. So those are photos from throughout the years. Some of those my sister was even there at the event or drove me to it maybe. But the last ones were Gordon. Gordon taught me how to make animal balloons. He taught me how to do face painting. We did kids parties, and he got me a lot of jobs. He knew other agents out there, and so when that movie Esmeralda came out, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, I approached Gordon. Hey, how about if you did The Hunchback and I did Esmeralda? He put a costume together, and we went out and did parties all the time.
That was a great picture. I love that picture.
That picture was taken in my backyard.
Oh, goodness. And the one of you doing the splits again, I don't guess you can do those anymore, right?
I still can, but I
Oh,
have to be
goodness.
careful. My hip.
And of course, the one as you a witch with the cauldron, that was a great picture too.
Oh, I love doing the witch. My favorite character is always was the witch, where I put the nose on and I'd be, yeah,
That's
and
perfect.
doing that. I would just love to do, I would sometimes go as like, now that I'm an old lady, but we called it the old lady, and I would dress like a really, really old, and people didn't know, and, that I was a younger girl in that costume. So it was so much fun.
Yeah, at least half the fun is getting dressed up and making yourself look different. So.
It really was fun. It was fun to act and it was my act. And, when I went and performed, it was me. I didn't have a script or anything. I did what I felt like I needed to do. It was fun. And in the meantime, my sister is so she's working with corporate. She was worked in the corporate industry, and she was a meeting planner. She was the president of the Chamber of Commerce in Torrance. She has her master's, and so I always say between the two of us, we make one really smart person. But she really helps me with my business. A lot of times I'll get paperwork, and I said, I don't understand what they're saying, and she'll have to explain it to me what's going on. She does help me a
always
lot.
better than one.
Yes.
Well, Gina, just a few weeks back, it looked like we was going to be back to having a normal season, but oh, how things have changed in the past few weeks with this Delta variant. What are you hearing as far as mask barriers and social distances going on for this upcoming season?
Well, that's a very good question, and it's on everyone's minds. In fact, we have Santa's calling us daily about this topic. So, in the past 2 months, it was a little more relaxed. We had customers calling; they were booking jobs. It was crazy. And Toni takes care of a lot of all the private jobs, so she was really busy. Now we've noticed it slowed down a little bit. I think customers are waiting to kind of wait and see what happens. So basically, what I'm telling Santa is right now is. We have two plans. There's plan A and there's plan B. And that's really all we can go with. I don't have a plan C, but I have a plan A and plan B. And the plan A right now is no masks, no barriers, no plexiglass. Plan B is whatever the CDC and governor mandates. So for each state, there's always different mandates. I know last year, the state of Minnesota just shut down. And I think New Mexico did a little bit, but then opened back up. So we just have to go with what the guidelines are. We want to keep Santa. Santa wants to work, and customers want Santa. So we want to make sure that we can provide opportunities for Santa to be there, whether it be Zoom, social distance, or whatever we can figure out to get to be in compliance with that state. So we won't know until October. I'm going to say October is the month that we'll probably kind of know what's happening.
Great.
Yeah, very true. Again, here in Texas, the numbers have spiked. Hospital beds are few and far between because they're all taken up with COVID patients. So, I'm like you. I guess, we just have to wait and see. And hopefully time is on our side. But the season is sneaking up on us pretty quick. So
it really is. And I think Toni gets that question because you talk to the private job clients, and are they asking what they're asking us? They're more concerned about their deposit. I think they're saying, well, we're paying you a deposit, but what happens when this happens, if we can't have our event? And basically, Toni, what are we telling them?
Well, at this point, we're giving them till October 1st if they need to cancel. But if the state determines a different COVID rules and that they can't have any sort of social gathering, obviously then and they have to cancel their event, then we're going to have to refund their money.
Right. We're just offering our clients a full refund. I don't want to be one of those agents that holds on, even though Toni and I worked on it. I don't want to be the agent that holds on to a customer's money or says we have to keep a fee or says we'll use it for next year. Let's just start new. Let's just give them back their money and we'll start new.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It's not the client's fault. And, for lack of better words, it is what it is, So a good policy for anybody in corporate or sales is, do you really want to force the issue and upset someone to the fact that they may never use your agency again? Or do you want to be flexible and do exactly what you guys are doing?
It is true. And we've even had private customers call back the following year. And I know Toni will even say this too, but they'll call back the following year. And they remember, they say, you gave us our money back, and we appreciate that. So we'd like to book with you again.
I think that's a great policy to stand by. Okay, I guess at this time, Angela, you want to queue up? That can only mean one thing. It's time to stop the show. It's time for the Tuesday Night Live Showstopper Special. And for this week's StuffForSantas.com Showstopper Special, we'll go straight out to the head clown, at large, and in charge. Hello, Spangle.
Yay,
Hello,
Spangle!
guys. I am loving the show so far. It's great to hear from Gina and Toni. It always is. I don't know how you guys get so lucky to get bacon on your show. Man, it's just great. Hey, anyways, this week's Showstopper Special is these little tattoos. There is 40 of them in a package. They're normally $5 a package. We're going to give you 6 packages of them for $20. If you order them while during the show, the shipping is free. So you'll get 240 tattoos for $20. And I can tell you, last season I gave these away to the children, and they were going nuts over them. Hey, anyways, we're always trying to come up with different things here at Stuff for Santa for you guys for the Showstopper Special. Why don't you shoot me a message and tell me what you would like to have us offer as the Showstopper Special. Anyways, I want to get you guys back to the show. I'm loving it. I'm loving hearing them. They're always got so much stuff to tell us. Anyways, thanks, guys. StuffForSanta.com.
That offer is only good until 8/23, which is only good for 1 week. So if you're going to get on the tattoos, be sure and contact Spangle. If you do it during the show, you get free shipping. So fantastic.
You are watching the Tuesday Night Live show with Bob, Barry, and Angela. Sponsored by StuffForSanta.com and SchoolOfSantas.com, where you can find everything you need to support your Santa and Mrs. Claus business. Remember, if Spangle ain't got it, it doesn't exist. So contact Spangle at StuffForSanta.com today. Now back to the show.
And we might add, if you can dream it, contact Spangle and he'll make it. So, okay, so let's get down to business here, Gina. Can you tell everyone how they can join Nationwide Santas, and what do they get for their membership? And can you show us your new pins that you have come up with for this year's membership package?
Okay, so I think I'm going to show you what you get in the packet first, and then we'll show you how you become a member. So in the packet you will receive, when you become a member, you will receive, let me get here, we have so here we have a kind of a thank you for your membership little card here. Gives you instructions about your background check and your insurance on there. And then depending if you're a Santa or a Mrs. Claus, you will also receive a certificate. We have Mrs. Claus and Santa certificates here. Go this way. And we also have one for performers too, because we accept non-Santa members also, performers, since I was a performer. Wanted to make sure they had that insurance. We also would also receive a business card. It has all the information to get a hold of us with phone number and email and information about our job board, which we'll talk about later. Then we also have here, you would receive a membership card, and we have the membership card here. Let's see if I can get here so you can see. Can you see there? So we made them special this year. In the past, we had kind of the same card or a plain card, but this year I made a special one for the Mrs. Claus. So she has her own little Mrs. Claus card, and we're using Ellen's card right here. And then over here we have for the Santa. And I didn't want to stop. I'm trying to get the lights in. Here we go. I didn't want to stop there. So I wanted to make sure that the Mrs. Claus and the Santa. Now, last year and the previous years, we had a pin that was the compass of our logo. But this year I decided, hey, we're gonna have it match the membership card. So here we have Santa, and this year, first time, Mrs. Claus gets her own pin. So we have Mrs. Claus pin. That way, you see, I'm not holding that very well. There we go. Mrs. Claus pin and Santa. And so they will have, oh, there we go. So they would have their own pins. And, oh, and also, and a pin, a writing pin for that. That's what comes up in your membership packet. Yes. So all that. And in order to become a member, you can go to, I'm going to share the screen again. So let me share here. Share the screen. And let's see if I can do this. We're going to go with this one, share. Okay. For some reason, it doesn't like to go. There we go. Okay. So this is our website that, you know, for a long time that we had the Santas go to our where the customers went, a customer website, and we had it all together. So finally I broke it apart. So we have two separate websites, one for the customers, one for the Santas. This is called santasmembership.com. So which you can see right up here where I type it, santasmembership.com. And once you go there, there is at the top, you can go to home, membership, job board, contact us, Santa of the Year. This will give you information about our membership here and everything that you will receive. These are some steps. You want to go and follow step 1, which that will take you to the application to fill out your membership. Step 2, you don't really need to click here. This is just letting you know that you'll get a link because every member, there's a $40 membership, and every member will receive a free background check. And then over here, you would purchase your liability insurance. I'm going to go back to that in a second. Down here, the price for Canadian Santas is $90 just because the background check is a little bit more than what United States background checks are. But you will get your free background check, the membership card, the pin, the certificate, the writing pin. You'll be added to our website and notified of potential job offers. You will also be added to our Nationwide Santas membership private Facebook page, and members also can purchase the liability insurance at a special rate. I just wanted to click here really quick so I can do this. This is the, that's not it. You know what, I had the Facebook page up, but I don't have it now, so. And then this talks about the insurance. So here the insurance, it is our policy. Now, a discussion I did have with the Santa recently was some of our Santa jobs, they do require the insurance has to be purchased through us for certain jobs. I had a Santa say, well, it's all the same because it's through Karcher. And I had to explain to him it's not the same because Karcher is the broker. So Karcher's not the insurance company, they're the broker. Our insurance is with Lloyd's, and then other agencies or organizations out there. I don't know who their insurance is with, but it's probably a different organization than ours because we are a business, whereas the organizations are getting the organization policy. So this is the main thing you want to look at right here. Ours is a $4 million policy, $2 million per occurrence, and our abuse and molest coverage is 300, 500K. And this right now is the highest I've seen out there. So that does cover. The price for the insurance is $210 for Santa. That's for any Santa, designer, real beard. And if Santa also performs year round, like Spangled, he does clown work and balloons and things like that. You would add this to your policy. It's an additional $91.80. If you're a pirate or do Easter Bunny, anything like that, magician, add that to your policy. And if you have an assistant, it's $115 to add an assistant. Now, if you have more than one assistant, and as long as they're not working the same job, you can this policy can intermingle with different assistants. You just can't have two assistants. It only covers one at a time. My suggestion is this right here. This is for other performers. This is Mrs. Claus, clowns, performers, people that do singing, telegrams, barbershop, quartet, whatever the case is. These are non-Santa performers. This is $115.33 for this policy right here. And with this policy, because you would be a member, so you would also have the background check. With this policy, when you're adding an assistant on there, you're adding it so you haven't added anyone as a member. So there's no background check that she would be getting here. That's the difference between those two. This one down here, I think this is just something that has to do with California, this optional waiver of subrogation. And then, let's see, let me go back to here just really quick. Step one, of course, you would click here, and then it would take you to this form that you would fill out. And then when you fill it out, it'll take you to PayPal. You can pay the $40 there, or underneath where it says pay, you can sign in as a guest if you do not have a PayPal account. So you can just sign in as a guest and then use your credit card. And then let me go back to home because I do want to show you this also. And I want to tell you, a lot of Santas, as soon as they fill out the form, they'll call us immediately and say, okay, I filled out the form. Now I need my background check. Give us some time. There's only 3 of us here in the office, and actually 2, because Raylene and as my daughter, she works here, and she's the one that does that, or me. So just give us a little bit of time, and we'll get that out to you. Now, if you want to purchase your liability insurance, you would just click here on step 3. Now, this just takes you out of our website straight to Karcher. Karcher is now an Alera group, so you're going to see the words Karcher and Alera. They've now combined. This also tells and shows all the coverages here of the insurance and the prices. So they do put a fee on here of, like, I think there's a $5 processing fee, and then there's a credit card fee. If you pay it through their site, when you accept and continue, and then it goes here, you might be able to bypass those credit card fees if you call them directly and send a check. I think that would help. Let me get out of here. How do I get out of here? Let me go back. Back. Where's Sandra? There we go. Okay, and then just contact us. If you have any questions, we get phone calls a lot daily. It's so much easier if you just email us. If you email us, we will respond to you within, give us 24 hours. Sometimes I'll respond very quickly, but sometimes it takes me a while. I do a lot of responding at night, my time, Pacific time, between the hours of 6 and 2 in the morning or midnight. Those are the times I'll respond to these emails. So you can just type in any message you want. We'll receive that. But I also have here the job board. Now, the job board, do you want to talk to the job board right now?
Yeah, go ahead, Gina. Show everyone how to do the job portal.
Okay.
Okay,
so the job board, Toni and I both work this job board, and basically this is updated weekly. So we hope that Santas do check this weekly, and we have some Santas checking it daily. But we never know when we're going to get a Santa job in. So you just click on there, and what you want to do is you can scroll. Now you can scroll this like down here, or if you put your cursor in the middle, go down. I think some people on their cell phones, they've said it doesn't work. It just depends on what type of cell phone you have. But these are all the jobs that we have listed. But they're also listed by zip code. So what you would need to do is put in a zip code, and I'm just going to put in a California one, 91765. Let me just put in this one. And you want to click down here below. So now the closest job actually with that zip code is Albuquerque, New Mexico. So don't get discouraged if you look there and say, hey, I put in for California and this one came up. Don't be discouraged. It just means that we don't have any jobs in California right now, but we do. The closest one in that zip code is Albuquerque. So you can put in different zip codes. So like you want to work in New York or you want to work here, put in that zip code to see what comes up. But we do have these jobs. And I'm trying to find one here. See, there's a lot of Texas jobs here. I know Toni's working on some jobs, and she'll talk to you about that when she gets like here, this one right here in Pontiac, Illinois. There are some jobs we're looking for. But you can just go there, and then you just, and if you want to select a job, so say like you say, oh, I want this Texas job, hit select, and it'll go right over here. Select up to 3 jobs, fill out this form, hit send, and it'll come to us. A lot of Santas forget to put their choices in there, so we're getting forms without their choices, so I don't know what jobs they're looking for. Let me go back here, and I think I have to go. Hold on. I'm not at my computer. I'm at someone else's computer here. Here we go. And then just right here, Santas of the Year. We have not mentioned our Santa of the Year for last year, and we still need to do that. But we do have all of our Santas of the Year on this page too, and you can take a look when you get a chance. I think Gordon's on here somewhere, but you can take a look. So that is our santasmembership.com page. It's a lot of info. A lot of information. I'm going to stop sharing this. A lot of information there.
Very nice. Was there any other message you want to share with the Christmas community about nationwide Santas for the 2021 season?
I wanted to, as far as any message, we are hiring, and we're always hiring, and we are hiring. A lot of jobs that we receive are maybe just 1 hour up to multiple dates. And, if you have availability for 2 weeks, if you have availability for four weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, and you want to travel or be a backup Santa, we are considering Santas for those positions. We do have a lot of jobs out there. I have in many states that we're looking for still, in Colorado and Iowa and Indiana, Michigan and Missouri and Wisconsin and Texas. So just give us a call. Anything in East Peoria. Oh, Scott. So Scott, poor Scott. He did get a job. We did give you a job, Scott. And Toni has some private jobs, and she wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I handle the private party jobs for Nationwide Santas, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's private party at a home. They're at retail stores and churches and schools and such. But what happens is a client will request a Santa for their event. What we do is obviously get the date, the time, and location for their event, and then I send out an email to all of you. And I'm sure you've received a lot of emails from me so far, and if you haven't, you'll be getting some here soon. And in the email, I'm asking for all the Santa's availability and then their price the first hour and each additional hour. We're asking that you reply to the email giving us your availability, not start a new email, and not to call us. It's easier if we keep it all in the same chain. So just reply to that email so that we have it in writing. And a lot of times we don't know, if you call us, we don't have the date, we don't have the city. It just makes it easier to reply. We had over 1,000 private party jobs in 2019. So we do get a lot of requests. And I know we have a rather large one coming up. We'll get more information out on that as soon as we have it. But if we don't get any replies on our in our Santa search, we initially go out about 30 miles out, and then we'll go out about 50 miles, and we just keep going further and further out until we find an available Santa. We also list them on the job board that Gina just showed you, and you saw where that was. So please look at that and let us know what you're interested in. Once we hear back from the Santas, we forward their photos of the available Santas and the Santa's price to the customer. And we tend to let the customer choose their Santa. We don't necessarily choose the Santa. It's up to the customer. So once the customer has selected their Santa, we will call or email Santa and ask him to put that on his calendar, and we'll send out a contract. We don't necessarily send our contracts out till about, I'm going to say Halloween to our Santas, because customers change a lot of information from the time they book to the time of their event. And that just helps us from having to keep sending revised contracts out to you. If something comes up, another job that you want to take, and you say, well, you haven't heard from us, just call us. A lot of times we have you on it, we just haven't sent the contract to you yet. So let us know if there's something else that comes up and you want to know if you're on a specific job. Our job here is to help you guys get more work and find the perfect Santa for our clients. So we're looking forward to a great season again this year, and I think we're going to have quite a few private party jobs this year again. Thank you.
Very good, Gina. You had mentioned a few moments ago about backup Santa. I know that you and I have talked about some of the myths that guys have about the term backup Santa. You want to explain that a little bit further?
Right. So backup Santa, initially I said, I need a Santa who's available from Thanksgiving to Christmas Eve. They have no jobs, no commitments, and they're able to travel and be available. That's what a backup Santa is. If I send you to a location, you may be there for the remainder of the season, or you may be there for a week, and then you may need to go to another location. So it just depends. And I have some Santas who are able to travel like that. I have some Santas who can just do the one-time travel. Once they're there, they're there. But I have other Santas who are like, hey, I'll go anywhere. I can drive. I'll drive all night. I'll be there. I can do it. I can go here. I can go here. I can go here. So just let me know what kind of Santa you are, how much energy you have. That really helps too. But now I'm also, if you are a Santa and you say, okay, I'm not available in November, but I can be available in December, but not until the second week. Just let us know. Give us a call and let us know your availability, because I may be able to fit you somewhere. Yeah, I have a store in I think the Albuquerque store. We're looking for a Santa just the last 2 weeks of December, if that's possible. So there's always things going on, and if you let us know, it's in my head. I'll tell you, everything you guys tell me is in my head. Toni will be in the office and she'll say, "Oh, we've got this job, and the people want this," and I'll say, Bob can do it. He told me that he's available. He can do it. So, and Toni will attest that I do that.
Yes.
That's
So
good. That's good teamwork.
Yes.
Well, Gina, last time you was on, you mentioned about a nationwide Santa convention you had in the past, and you mentioned that you may be looking to bring it back next year and make it a birthday party as well. How's that coming along, and do you have an update for us on that?
Well, I have checked on some venues, but I'm doing what the customers are doing. I'm waiting to see what happens. So I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer just to see how everything's going next year, and try to figure out what I want to do. I would love to have something. I would love to have something next year, do something. But with everything going on and travel, if there's any restrictions, I just want to see where we are in the world.
Be sure and let Rex Ray know, because he's the one that submitted that question.
Rex, he and Darlene are there. They're so sweet.
Always.
He's also one of my Santas of the year.
I love that.
He's a good fellow. He's one of my mentors, and I appreciate him for sure. Does anybody have any other questions or comments for Gina or Toni before they go? If you do, pop them in the comments here, and we'll see if they can answer them.
I did, Scott. I did give you your start. That is true. We talked on the phone. I had no idea who he was. I take a chance. I take a chance with Santas. I say, you know what? We'll put you there. And I'm going to say 95% of the time, 95%, the Santas are fantastic. Store loves them. There's probably maybe 5%, and it could be even less than that, maybe 3%, that it just doesn't work out. It's not a right fit. But Scott worked out great. They loved him at the store, and they hated to see him leave because he moved from Texas now to Illinois. I don't know if I can say all that, give it information there, but he's a traveling guy.
I think Darlene Ray had a question there earlier about any jobs for Mrs. Claus.
Well, now my sister, just to let you know, my sister started off with Nationwide Santas working with me, and she was not a Mrs. Claus. We put her in a Mrs. Claus outfit. She actually got a really nice one, and she was working for Tiffany's. We had the call for that to come in, and Toni, if you're there, she did Mrs. Claus for a year there. I don't know if she's already left the stream.
That was a great gig. That was definitely a great gig. Loved it. And,
So
Darlene, if we get anything in, we'll definitely let you know.
The thing with Mrs. Claus, we have many clients are asking for Santa only. We have very few calls for Mrs. Claus. And like I've said before, I wish it was 50-50. I wish we could put, we have 50% of the jobs that come in are for Mrs. Claus, the other 50 for Santa, because there's great Mrs. Claus out there and they have so many talents. So we just put them in our database. We add their pictures to our for the customers to see. And if anything comes up in the area, then Toni, she checks, and we keep track in our database of the Mrs. Claus and the Santas that have a Mrs. Claus that works with them. And we keep track of all that. So Toni knows who to contact.
Any other questions real quick?
I have a comment. You took a chance on Scott Parker. That's like walking the Pirate's plank.
He's a great Santa. He really is. I wish I could work with him more.
We love Scott. Matter of fact, I'll mention real quick while we're waiting on a couple more questions to come in. We have a Texas State Santa Eat and Meet welcoming Scott back to Texas coming up the 21st, which is this weekend. And it looks like we've got about 35 folks already signed up to come to that to see Scott back to Texas. So can't wait for that.
Oh, that's great.
Well, Gina, Tony, thank you for everything you do for the Christmas community, and good luck on this upcoming season and filling those gigs and those remaining jobs you have. And thank you both for being here with us tonight.
Thank
Well,
you.
you're very welcome. Thank
Yes.
you so much, and I'm glad to have Toni here. And I want to thank you so much for having us as a guest speaker. Again, we love it with Sat Bombs Live.
Well, and again, thank you, my friend, and may the Lord continue to shine down on you and Toni and your daughter and the whole group. Thank you for your leadership you provide as a top placement agency, and as a friend to all. You guys are friends to all of us. You guys are such a delightful guest, and we love the info and the stories that you've shared with us. I'm gonna put you on the spot though, Gina. We're going to have a reunion show to close out the season. Of course, everyone will be working November and December as Santas and Mrs. Clauses. So the Tuesday Night Live show is going to go into dark mode. We'll be back the second week in January to start up the new 2022 season. But we're asking all of our guests to come back for a closeout show just to wish everyone a quick Merry Christmas. Wouldn't need you more than about 5 minutes, but we sure would love to have you back.
I would love it.
It's going to be kind of
Yes,
cool.
October
All
3rd.
past minutes of the season on, and each one of them send off
But
everyone.
now, my calendar, October 3rd. Okay.
The third week in October, right?
Well, we've been backwards and forth on that. Yes, I think we said that, and then the Halloween show will be the last week, or vice versa. We'll let you know though for sure as we plan further.
Halloween show? Do we get to dress up?
Costume show, and you guys can come for that too. Dress up. Hey, I would love to see the witch. That would be really cool.
Oh.
Yes, it would. All right, so you guys stick around with us. Don't go nowhere. And at this point, Angela is going to cue up the next banner. And as everyone knows, we normally every week do a Santa's point of view. And for this week is a question that has been asked many times. And this is kind of cool. This is something that the children like to ask. So we'll give you a little bit of some food for thought, you might say. How fast would Santa's sleigh have to travel to deliver all the presents to all the children in the world? We hear that a lot as Santas. The answer that I came up with is about 6 million miles per hour as reported in the Telegraph, which was the publication I was looking at. Factoring in the number of children who celebrate Christmas around the world, which is around 700 million or so, and the total time Santa would have due to time zone differences, which is 31 hours. Dr. Katie Sheen, a physicist from Eastern University, determined that Santa would have to travel so fast that his reindeer would break the speed of sound. Now, of course, we have a resident pilot with us. Santa Barry Cummins is a retired airline pilot, so I'm going to let him take it from there.
Yeah, I'm going to put my pilot hat on for a minute.
I love it.
And let's get serious about this. Can Santa's sleigh travel at Mach 1? Yes. Mach 1 is around 768 miles an hour. But one good way to keep up with the Mach numbers is just about every man in the United States loves watching football. You know, when you score a touchdown, that's 6 points, and the extra point makes it 7. We'll just take 7 times whatever Mach number you want and say it's 7 times 10, so that's 7,000 miles an hour. Or if it's Mach 5 and above, that's hypersonic speed. So that'd be roughly 3,500 miles per hour. So you can multiply that by the score of a football game and kind of roughly get your Mach numbers on that. So yes, Santa's sleigh does cruise at Mach 1 plus, but make sure you slow down and cool those antlers on those reindeers because they're going to get awful hot at that speed.
Very true, very true. And of course, we all try to build our own backstories. But that seems to be a question that children ask a lot is how do you deliver all the presents in one night? So that'll give you some food for thought, something that you can ponder and maybe develop an answer or even use the one that we got. Again, that was done on research. Back to you, Barry.
All right, everybody, share and invite others to our weekly Tuesday night live broadcast. We're here every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Hey, invite them to those other 2 Facebook groups we have. You can find us at Santa and the Business of Being Santa, and you can find us at Sat Bob's Live. And reach up there and give us a like, because every time you do, it helps others see our broadcast. Thank you very much for being with us.
That's true. And of course, again, as we always say, you can go back and watch the replays, not only of this show, but every show we've done for the last 5 months. Again, hard to believe we've been doing this for 5 months, but we're having a blast at it, and we'll continue doing it. Check out Set Bob's Live, which is our public group, and Santa and the Business of Being Santa is the private group. Replays can be seen over there weekly. So remember, guys, to join us on our next Tuesday Night Live each week, 7 p.m. Central. Same clause time, same clause channel. Thanks to Barry, Gina, Toni, Angela. Everyone say good night. And thank you so much for joining us. God bless. Until next week, we'll see you again.
We do this because we care. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye.